Hey guys, how's it going? So my last demo video came out in June 20th of last year, 2020, and it's been about 10 months or so now, and it's almost May 2021, and I've added a lot of features. Back then, the GUI was really old, but now, now we're talking. Look at this. Look at this comparison. The album art's here, got a bunch of tabs, so I combined all those windows into one. I got round buttons over here. I got this whole now playing is just there. It doesn't move, right? You can play URLs. You can do a bunch of things that you couldn't do back then. So yeah, you can. Here's the tray icon. It'll be over here at the start, but you can move it over here. I'm not sure where. Okay, yeah, that's where it was. You can, if you were to start it up, it just opens the main window, and that's because I optimized a lot over the past 10 months so that I improved the startup time tremendously to be able to do this. Like it looks like it's just opening the existing instance, but there's a lot going on in the background. A second instance opens up, which tells the first instance to open up the window, that's how it works. So as you can see, we'll start with the queue, right? Got a bunch of this stuff. You can just remove them. You can move them down. You can move them up. Add them to the next queue, right? You can locate the file like this. You can clear the queue. You can queue all. There's a mini mode now. So you can actually use Control Shift curly braces to Control Shift and then the closing curly brace to toggle. I added that today actually. And yeah, we'll move on. So there's a URL thing, a URL handler. So you can play URLs locally or cast them. And yeah, we will demo the casting with the URL because I can't get copyright claim by myself. So we click play. It'll load the URL. That's really quick. Sometimes it'll take a bit longer depending on the video. Yeah, so there you go. You can hear myself if you enjoy hearing myself, but that's the play URL feature. We're actually going to play it and we're going to demo the casting. So this, what you're going to be hearing, what you hear in the background, that's the home mini in my room. It's called the office speaker, but actually this is basically my office. Yeah, so you can hear that in the background. So that's a clear demo that my product works, Musicaster works, right? And you can do that. You'll see that the metadata is there, but when you click the album will be either YouTube or if it's an actual track, it'll say that album. And when you click locate track or whatever, it actually opens up the URL or it'll show, in the Explorer. Now what you can do is you can queue URLs, play next. The thing I did on play immediately, I did play immediately on purpose to not clear the queue. That's on purpose because when you play URLs, you don't want to clear the queue. You just want to go back into what you're doing. So that's on purpose. There's this library tab, which is new, but I had it done for a while, but it was kind of buggy months ago, but I added it because I said, why not? And yeah, it's really nice. There's what's this called? Context menu, right click menu, and you can play next, queue, locate. So we'll play this next, it's right there. We'll remove all of this, clear this queue. Playlist, awesome. So you can toggle between your playlists or select whatever you've actually created. You can play them, you can add them to the queue, you can play them next, you can delete the playlist, you can create a new playlist, or you can export the playlist too. So we got this alternative playlist. We're going to delete that because it that actually doesn't matter. So we'll export this again. It does it to your downloads folder because I literally did not want to use another window to ask where you want to, save it to. So I just did it to downloads because basically really nice and you can move it afterwards. So that's why it works like that. There is a very cool feature that I added that 2 people were asking me for, and it is drag and drop, and it works for these playlist files, and it works for normal files too. Where are my music? Okay, there you go. You can do this. You can, let's not do all, right? There you go. See? And you'll notice that they even got shuffled, and that's because of the shuffle is on. The shuffle button got moved to here so that you don't have to deal with this. And when you unshuffle, it sorts it. And when you shuffle, it does this. And I'm pretty sure it does not apply to the next queue. So if we do this, or yeah, see, it does not apply to the next queue. And that's on purpose again, because when you add something to the next queue, you don't want it to go, you want it to be played next. You don't want it to be ruined when you shuffle. And yeah, that's pretty smart thinking by me. We'll move on to the metadata. So I'm pretty sure, where is it? Okay, here we go. So this is a track my friend made. As you can see, I was testing with the album art. So my friend made this track, and because he made it and it was his first try, I titled it First Try. It's made by Tolga. And there's an explicit, so you can toggle explicit. There will probably be a feature in a year or so to skip explicit tracks. It's not very important to me, so I'm not gonna add that feature yet. Then if you wanted to select artwork, you may want to select an image, or I've even added the option to select another music file. So here, all we can do is select another music file like this, and it'll open up it'll use its album art, and you can just, move the album, copy the album art. You can press Ctrl S to save. There you go, metadata saved. Then you're good to go. There is, and then when you do this, there you go. Click this, open the file location, and here's some settings. So email me if you have any issues. Here are some generic settings. Then here's the UI settings for customizing the UI. And here's the most technical stuff that you may want to know some information about. So reverse play next. What I mean by this is that suppose we wanted to play a couple of these tracks now. Okay, so here we go. That was a bad idea. Let's just add a bunch to queue. Okay, and okay, so suppose we play this next. Okay, as it stands, when you click play next, it just adds those tracks to the next queue. So as you can see, the order is based on whatever was added first comes out first, is the earliest. But if we reverse this, now we get the unintuitive play next, where it's literally play next. So as you can see, it gets added right there. The selector is based on which direction you're moving and not actually based on the option. So if we do this, hopefully I don't get copyright claimed. Okay, good. So here we go. So suppose we added these to play next, right? See, the selector is down here because we're going up now. So yeah, that's what reverse play next does. It's off by default. So always queue library. What I mean by this is when you click play, like this, play files, and we go to, what am I doing? You know what I'm doing. But we do this, we can see that even though we selected one file to play, the whole library got queued. And that's on purpose because I like to listen to all of my tracks, not just one at a time. So that's why it's there. It's a toggle off. It's toggled because some people don't like that. You can populate the queue on startup. So when you start Musicaster, you can make it so that the whole entire library is queued and probably shuffled. Then there's a persistent queue. So suppose we exited out of Musicaster and we started it up again. You can see that the queue remained intact. You can scan folders, so you can disable the library altogether. And Yeah, there might be one more. Smart queue. So suppose you were skipping a bunch of tracks, the Musicaster will keep track of which tracks you skipped, and it skips them automatically if they've been skipped more than 3 times. And this will just help you not have to manually skip in the future. It's not really a important feature, it's off by default, but I'm using it just because I read online, someone was trying to do that, and I said, oh, what if I added that? I haven't really noticed any difference, but the whole point of it is that you don't notice that it's working. So who knows if it actually works? But I know it works, but you won't notice that it's working because it works in the background. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's not supposed to be up in your face. It's just supposed to work and take care of things while you're just listening to music. So yeah, I hope this was informative. Leave a comment if whatever, just leave a comment, hit the like button, whatever, do all of that. Hope this is informative. Just let me know if you have any questions. And thank you for watching again.